ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। गुकारस्त्वन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो भगवते वैवस्वताय मृत्यवे ब्रह्मविद्याचार्याय नचिकेतसे च। Namaste to all. Welcome to the President's Day weekend retreat. This is what it is. And we are going to have a few talks on salient choices in self-knowledge. That is the title, ... insights from the Kathopanishad. So this is the teaching on the Kathopanishad, a very beautiful and also famous Upanishad, an extremely famous Upanishad, because it has something for everybody. For people who say, I am an advanced Vedantin. Is there such a thing? Yeah, there is, according to certain people. Why are you an advanced Vedantin? I'm an advanced Vedantin because I've been studying a lot and I don't really need any stories, etc., to keep me entertained. What I want is just the knowledge, straight up. I don't want it to be diluted or distracted in any way. I just want the knowledge. And the Kathopanishad obliges, says, Tathastu, no problem. And the knowledge first is given in brief. How do you give the knowledge in brief? Just say Om. That is what Lord Yama says. Lord Yama is sitting behind me, okay, yeah, on the throne. And he is sitting on the throne with a big mace in hand. And then the throne has two horns. Do you recognize which animal that may be from? And if you said buffalo, you are right. The mascot, the buffalo, is also there on the on the right hand side bottom of the screen. So the mascot buffalo, and what does the buffalo stand for? Tamas, inertia, and there is a, what's the word for it? There is an irony here, because death is indeed a form of inertia. Lord Yama is the Adhishthana Devata of death. So if you don't want the story and all the little trivia, and it's not just trivia, it is all knowledge. And so if you don't want all that, if you don't want the frills and the golden border and for this Upanishad, then no problem. You can have, he just says, Om, Nachiketa is in a hurry to get this knowledge. Nachiketa is there sitting on the floor with folded hands, listening to the teachings. Nachiketa is happy to get the knowledge quickly. He wants it quickly, and Lord Yama obliges by giving a one-word teaching. What is that word? Om. That's And so all the Vedanta buffs are happy because to unfold this Om will take will take a lifetime. No problem. So through different ways, through different things, we can keep on talking about this Om, because that is exactly the point of this. And so this is one thing. This is the in short, for people who are not, who are very focused and who don't want to be bothered about, whatever, who don't want to be bothered about this, that, or the other. They are happy. They're happy to just be uh, listening to the kernels of the teaching. And then there are also people who want the knowledge, but then who want a little bit of a slow unfold, and little stories. What's the word for it? Little kind of anecdotes. All these things help in the assimilation of the vision. And for them also, Kathopanishad is happy to oblige, because we have something for everybody, regardless of wherever people might be. And so that's why this Upanishad is very, very popular, very famous, very popular. Even if one has not studied it formally, one feels like one knows. One knows Nachiketa. One can read about Nachiketa. One can read about Lord Yama. One can read about the very long interaction that they have. Very, very interesting interaction they have. So there is a way to relate. There is a way that this Upanishad is by itself made very, very relatable. It is very, very relatable. And so uh, this is the Upanishad. And another reason why this Upanishad is very popular is because it gives a roadmap of where a sadhaka, a seeker, especially in the beginning, where do they need to go? Because in the beginning, that is not very clear. Where do I need to go is not very clear, because there are many, many quote unquote paths that shine. Shine means we are there as a possibility. We are there as a possibility, and so this is the so until those options stop being possibilities, this knowledge is very difficult to, extremely difficult to enter. So, because the more the options, in the everyday regular life, what do we say? Oh, we like a life full of options. In fact, the more the options, the better I feel. I feel I'm in control. I feel I'm all right. I feel like I have some kind of a thing to, if this doesn't work out, that doesn't work, that will certainly work out. There is a certain security in having many choices. This is the teaching of Western civilization. Modern, contemporary Western civilization, this is what it doubts. In fact, one doesn't want to be caught optionless. And that seems, to bring in feelings of spiritual claustrophobia. Oh, is that an expression? Now it is. So there is a spiritual claustrophobia. No, 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 I want some room. I want to branch out. I want some more options. Why only this way? I want some other options. I want to go here. Some more choices are needed. This is the feeling. Why? Because we are products of this particular culture. We are products of this particular thinking and this particular kind of socialization. And what is this particular kind of socialization? More the merrier. More there is, the better I am. More there is, I am happy. More there is, I am, what's the word for it? I'm safe. More there is, I am, uh, in the groove. This is how it is. This is where the, this is where the, this is where things happen. This is how everything is uh, talked about. And this is what one is used to. And in fact, when there are choices, strangely enough, one feels safe. And what is this safety in choice? Somehow it is connected to feeling in control. I can go this way, I can go that way, I can, like, just, it's akin to having a destination to go to and many, many ways of going. I can take the train, I can take the bus, I can catch a flight. Many, many options. I can do all these things. And then supposing somebody says, you can't drive there, you can't take the plane, there is no bus and nothing there. You just have to walk, that's the only way. Then immediately that destination becomes a little scary because one feels out of control. And that's part of it. That's part of the human psyche. Another problem is that one feels insecure. There is a kind of an insecurity connected with the expression of these choices. And especially the fewer the choices, the more insecure I feel. That's why we like to shore up. We like to be surrounded by options, option, 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 option. And in fact, what the Kathopanishad is going to tell us, that these options themselves are the downfall of the seeking itself. The seeking and the seeker both. This is the problem. And this is the downfall of the seeker, the downfall of that which is sought. Because one gets completely in a cocoon, surrounded in a cocoon of options, temporarily feeling safe, but one is not able to break through this cocoon to look at what this vision is all about. And so sometimes, many times, what happens is that the ways of the world, the ways in which I have been raised, the socio-cultural milieu, which informs not only my choices, but which informs me that I have to be surrounded by choices, and that's the choice I make. I make the choice to be surrounded by choices, may not hold in good stead where this knowledge of the self, Atmajnanam, is concerned. Why? Why not? Because there is a very peculiar situation that surrounds both the seeker, all three things, the seeker, the quest, and the destination. One is in a very, very peculiar situation. And what is this peculiar situation? The peculiar situation is that who is the seeker? Me. Me. Aham. I I am the seeker. That is not that is a no-brainer. I know I am the seeker. Then what is the sort? Hmm? What is the sort? That also is me. Aham. Me. Seeker? Me. Sort? Me. And then the quest itself? What is the quest? What is that which connects the seeker to the sort? That is also me. That's why the whole Shastra, Vedanta Shastra, is called Me Mamsa. It's all about me. That's all it is. Seeker is me, sort is me, quest is me, destiny is me. The one who is walking on the road is me. In fact, the road itself is me. Nothing other than me. Then a very important question arises. If it's all about me and I have to know about me, then why do I have to sign up for this retreat and come to you? Why do I have to come to you? It's all me, correct? It's a completely solipsistic enterprise. It's a solipsistic, what's its name? Quest. It's all about me. I am the one seeking. I am the one. I am the one getting here. I am the one walking. I am the seeker. I am the sought. Okay. If that is the case, then why do I have to come to you? Who I don't even know, perhaps. And then why do I have to come to you? And why do I have to come and uh, look at this particular uh, situation? Why do I have to look at this situation? And why do I have to go to somebody else in order for this knowledge of the I to be unfolded? Why do I have to go to someone else? Because it is all about me after all. Why not I find out by myself? In fact, it is not for want of trying. We have tried to find it out all by ourselves. We have done that, been there and done that. And in fact, if we take the Upanishads view, we have been doing that and been there and done that life after life after life after life. That's why Lord Yama is the teacher of the Kathopanishad, because even though we may not know all our lives, he certainly knows everybody's life after life after life. This is one of the reasons why he is the teacher in the Kathopanishad. There are other reasons also, we'll be looking into that. But this is one of the main reasons, because he knows. And so it is appropriate for him to say, okay, you have tried to figure this out on your own. Like a 2-year-old who cannot tie the shoelaces of the shoes, but yet it will not allow the father or the mother to come near it to tie the shoes. I want to do apne aap all by myself. Me. Don't come anywhere near me. I can do this. And then after tripping and falling a few times, then the child says, okay, I need help. Perhaps I need a little bit of help. This is exactly what it is. So it's not for want of trying. It's not for want of trying to figure it out. In fact, we have done that. Been there, done that. Have we tried intuiting our way to this knowledge of the self, which says that you are free from sorrow? You are free from all afflictions. In fact, you are one with that which is the cause of this entire universe. You are one with Ishvara. You are limitless. You are great. You don't need anything to become great. You are great by yourself without any accomplishment. If all you do from this point on till the breath leaves the body, if all that you do is sit and breathe, you are still great. You are the not only significant, but the only thing that is significant in this entire universe of Nama Rupa, names and forms. This is the vision. Oh, say a little more. It feels good to hear about it. Exactly. Feels good. Feels wonderful. But why does it feel wonderful? Because that's exactly what I want to be. What I want to be is exactly what the Upanishad talks about. And, and therefore, it feels. So one thing we already know about the Upanishad in general is that it is in keeping with the human quest. The human quest is to overcome what Pujya Swamiji used to call a life of becoming. Samsara is best translated as a life of becoming. And what is this life of becoming? Becoming something or the other. Becoming famous, becoming rich, becoming well known in this or that sphere, becoming an expert, and becoming more lovable, becoming more acceptable to others, and by default to oneself as well, by extension to oneself as well, becoming more compassionate, becoming more accommodating, becoming less and less and less sad, becoming happy, and becoming all the time, becoming something or the other. This is the human. Any which way you look at it, there is a lack. There is a lack of there is all kinds of lack. There is a lack centered on this I itself, there is a lack. I am not acceptable to myself. This is the conclusion that one has drawn already. Why are you not acceptable yourself? Because look around. There are more people who are much more famous than I am. If you Google their name, look at how many hits you get. And if I Google my name, I don't get hardly anything. Look how much more accomplished people are. I want to become like them, become like somebody else. So any which way you look, there is a lack. There is a lack from the sense of being. There is a lack centered on the I from the standpoint of finances. Definitely. How do you say there is a lack? Uh, from the standpoint of finances, there is a lack. How do you say? Well, just ask anybody for money. What will they say? I don't have any. The richest person can be reduced to poverty in an instant if you ask them for a donation. You ask somebody for a donation, what do you get? Oh, so sorry, don't have any. Lot of expenses. Inflation. Look at the price of eggs. Oh, but I thought you were vegetarian. Doesn't matter. Still, I'm just giving that as an egg example. Okay, and so this is what it is. And so how how to come out of this? Every which way you look, there is a inadequacy centered on the I. There is a lack centered on the I. There is all these things going on. No, no, no. Only in terms of finances. No other place there is a lack. Really? So do you like how tall you are? Well, no, I just wish I was a little taller. That's why I wear heels. I just wish I had more height. Why? Because when I have height, I'm a little more acceptable. To whom? To the world. Really? The world said, please come in heels? No, no, no. I just feel better. Ah, okay. So you are acceptable to yourself when you have, these, what are they called? Pencil heel, where you need a tutorial to walk with that. Okay. Yeah. And then even men have heels. So, I can see those who have the cameras on, they are all happy that this is a very interesting joke. But even the men also have heels. They are kind of hidden inside the shoes. There's a false bottom, and then some heels are there. This is the thing. Okay, so height-wise, inadequate. Okay, let's talk about your weight. No, no, let's not. Next. Okay, let's not talk about your weight. Weight-wise, obviously inadequate. And if you look at Amazon.com, there is things for everybody. Like if you want drastic weight loss, there are shakes. Why are there shakes? So you don't have to shake. You can just sit in one place and drink these shakes all day long, and then it will supposedly do the job. What does it do? It supposedly makes you eat less, something like that. Appetite suppressant. And then, so there is that. And then for the people who say, I'm just too bony and wiry, I need to put on weight. Nobody needs to put on weight. What you need, the diet industry will tell you, you need muscle mass. So you need whey protein. Why is it called whey protein? Because it's way, way expensive. That's why. The more organic it is, and the more things that it has, and the more drastic it is, which promises all kinds of things. You need that. And then you need to work out. And then so that you can work out more, you need something that you can take so that after the workout, all those aches and pains, and then you would have stretched too much and all those sores and everything, they will all go. So it's a huge industry telling you what you need, and then you keep nodding the head because yes, 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 little more of this, little more of this, little more of this, yes, yes, yes. Why? Because ultimately it is that what drives me is the fact that I am not okay weight wise. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Oh, but you said we are not going to talk about weight. I kept my promise. We didn't talk about weight. We only talked about supplements. That's all. We just talked around the weight. Okay. So height wise, inadequate. Weight wise, inadequacy. Money wise, inadequate. Space wise, inadequate. That's why I need a bigger house. I need a little more room. I can't handle this. I need a place to do yoga, and I need a place to spread out, and I need a place to sit and meditate. And there is a whole meditation industry also. We are not even able to sit and meditate without having a complex about the meditation itself. And what is that? So first you need a cushion. You need a meditation cushion. And if it is too soft, what will happen? Nirvikalpa Samadhi will come uninvited. Okay. After just one Om Namah Shivaya, one mantra japa finished, Nirvikalpa Samadhi will come uninvited. And a few snores later, you just come to the conclusion that meditation is very restful. So sleep comes instead of meditation. And so Therefore, this is not to be done. And so, therefore, you need a cushion that is hard. And then there is a place to sit also on the cushion. If you sit right somewhere in the center and you're not comfortable, you kind of sit on the little bit of the edge of the cushion so that your back, head, neck, and back are in a single straight line. Before what? Before you make the attempt to sit in a single straight line, as the Bhagavad Gita says, samam kaya shiro grivam dharayan achalam sthiraha. Kaya, body, griva, neck. Why is the neck called griva? Because usually there is lots of aches and pains and it makes you grieve. That's why it's called griva. Okay, yeah. So Sanskrit is very good because the meaning is embedded in the word itself. And so kaya, body, griva, neck, shira, head. Samam, all these have to be held in a single straight line. But now you have the cushion to do it for you. You just sit at the edge of the cushion and then immediately you kind of propel forward a little bit and then you are already in the posture. Then you need a device to bring you back to yourself, to shut out all the noises, the annoying traffic and the people walking outside the window. And if you're in India, so many things, people who hawk all kinds of things. What do they say? Oh, I need this, I need that, I want this, I want that, all these things. The people who are selling this and then people who are buying this, all these people. And then so many household noises, construction noises you want to block out. So you need a bell. Oh, I can get one from the puja room. Ding, 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 ding. No, that bell is useless. Look at the Buddhists, how far they have advanced in meditation. Why? Because they have a meditation bell. Looks like a bowl. It's a singing bowl. It's very beautiful, actually. So, and also very costly. And so you just, and then it comes with a little wooden stick to kind of stir the bowl and have a little hum going to go along with your chanting of Om. And then you just hit the side of the Tibetan singing bowl and then you just rub it. There's an art to doing it. It's all very Zen. And then what happens? And then you get in the place and in the mood to meditate. But then that bowl also needs its own cushion. And then you need a little cushion because otherwise, if you put it straight on the floor, the noise, the sound will just turn a little, it won't be so pure. So you need a cushion. You need a bell for the meditation. And you need a cushion for this bell. All these things. Nothing wrong. But it just goes to show that, when one feels that I'm not able to meditate because I don't have all these things, or because I'm disturbed by the birds chirping outside, this is what one has to understand. That no matter how, have the bell, have the cushion, nothing wrong. Have the carpet, whatever you need, have it. But your meditation is not dependent upon these accoutrements. That is the idea. But if you feel that the meditation is dependent upon all these things, then that means there is an insecurity, a sense of lack, inadequacy centered on. So inadequacy in finances, inadequacy, any which way you look at it, there is a whole host of complexes. So this is kind of a spatial inadequacy. I don't have the space to meditate. Whether we are talking of external space, which has to be controlled, which has to be exactly as it is. Of course, nobody is saying go to a fish market or a vegetable market and sit there and meditate. It's not a place of meditation. In fact, the Bhagavad Gita also says choose a Vijana Pradesha, choose a relatively less occupied and less populated place. For if you want a nice meditation, all that is okay. But thinking that I am not a good meditator until I have all these accoutrements, this is what is being questioned here in this analysis. Space wise, lacking. Time wise, of course, lacking. Can you please do this for me? I don't have the time. 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 That's why, that's the second reason why Lord Yama is the teacher of this Upanishad. Because he has lot of time. And the person who goes to him also has a lot of time because there's nothing to do, nowhere to go, nothing to achieve, nothing to gain, nothing to lose. This is the reality. That's why, ironically, this Lord Yama is the teacher in this Upanishad. But here one must not construe, this would be wrong to construe, that I have to give up this life in order to gain this knowledge. No. The Upanishad makes it very clear. Why? Because Nachiketa is not dead, hasn't given up this life, and goes back to his parents. This young boy goes back to his parents and then is there, and he's not given up this life at all. And so this knowledge is not for the dead, it is for the living. Jivan Mukti. Jivan Mukti means while living, I am free of this host of inadequacies. I'm free of feeling inadequate in relation to time, space, finances, looks, height, weight, all these things. How about relationships? Definitely one feels inadequate. I wish I could be a better son, a better daughter. I'm filled with regret. So this regret one has. But one doesn't say in the same way. It's very interesting. Human nature is very funny. The same person who says, I wish I could be a better son to my parents or a better daughter, the same person will not say, I wish I could be a better spouse. Very rarely. They want the other person to be a better spouse. I wish my spouse could be better to me. Ah, parents is a different thing. Everybody thinks, okay, that's a very different relationship. And so I wish the spouse could be kinder to me. I wish the spouse would not miss the significant other, would not misunderstand me. I wish the significant other would just read my mind and do all the things that I wanted and refrain from doing all the things I do not want. And of course, if you have children and you are an Indian parent, what do you want from the children? What's the main thing you want? Oh, love and understanding. Rubbish. What? Generally, people want what? Obedience. I think this must be some kind of a colonial legacy that we want our children to obey. The Victorian way of upbringing, raising children or something like that. Some kind of a colonial remnant. And because we don't find traces of this in ancient Indian parenting. We don't find this. Okay, all right. No problem. Let them be obedient. How long you want them to be obedient? All their life. Even after I go, They have to be obedient to my ethics, to my values, to my principles, to my desires, whatever I have instilled in them. So, and then what do the children do? Run away. That's all they that's all they will do. What else will they do? They'll run away. As soon as they hit 18, they will run away. They will run away from the values, they will run away from the ethics, they will run away from anything connected to you, if that is the case. Yeah, that's why I'm studying Vedanta, because they've already run away. This is the thing. And then, of course, in the question answer session, a question will come. How to teach the children Vedanta? What you're talking is very wonderful. How to give it to them? It's not for them. It's for you. Oh, it's for me? Yes, it's for you. The Vedanta is not for children. It's for the parents to stop putting pressure on the children. Because once the parents are educated in Vedanta, they are free. And they are in fact better, more objective, less demanding, more contented parents, more present parents who don't see the children as an extension of them. That is what one has to do. And so, relationship-wise, there is inadequacy. Friendship-wise, of course, there is inadequacy. Every party becomes a torture. First of all, what to wear. And as you know, as one crosses the year 40, one forgets very quickly what one has worn to the last party. And then there is a pressure, oh my God, I have to wear something else, different. They'll bring the same dish, but they'll wear something else. They'll bring the same dish, chole. And then because there's no cutting involved, it is easy to just, especially in America, because you get all the garbanzo beans are easy. You can find them, and then you can even get a ready-made sauce or make it and keep it in the freezer, and then put the two together. But then you have to wear something you haven't worn before. And you wear out your own patience in the process. And then after going there, okay, you wear something, you bring something to this party. After going there also, there is inadequacy. Oh, all the people who are famous, rich, and well known are hanging out there in that particular corner of the room. Let me go and join them. So I go and join them. And what happens? Nobody even looks at me. Then I feel bad and come back. And oh, I don't belong. It's not that you don't belong. It's just that you long. This longing to belong is the world's greatest spoof that leaves you longing all the time. So world's greatest spoof. In fact, Lord Yama is going to tell us that you belong in every situation. That's what it is. If you don't understand this, you will be longing all the time. You'll be longing to belong. You already belong. You are the only significant thing there is because you are the only source of this sentient presence. What do you mean sentient presence? Because think about it. All objects in the entire universe, they have name, correct? And they have a form. Who named them? Think about it. The answer, of course, is you. No, 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 no. I did not name pot, ghata, ghataha, pot. I did not name. I did not name this ghata called pot. I didn't name it at all. In fact, when I was born, it already had the name. Yes. So whoever named it, doesn't matter. Whoever named all the things that you can interact with, whose names and forms are there for you to interact with. Essentially, whoever named it is is not a person with a particular body, mind, sense complex here. The naming was possible to take place because that body, mind, sense complex was informed by a sentient presence. Sentient presence, which I call I, which is alone the only thing that there is really in this universe, which is unlike anything else. So if you say hat, coat, shoes, umbrella, they all go together because they're all outerwear that you leave at the front, in the front of the house. But then if you say hat, coat, shoes, apple, it doesn't go at all. This is exactly like how this particular predicament in which we find ourselves is. It's a hat, coat, shoe, puppy. This is the kind of a situation. What does the puppy have to do with shoes? Well, it eats the shoes. Yes, it chews up the shoes, but that's all there is. Shoes, object, puppy, subject. Puppy, sentient. Shoe, insentient. You can say shoe to the puppy and the puppy goes away. But if you say shoe to the shoe doesn't go away. It doesn't have that sentient presence. It's that sentient presence which we are talking about, which is the distillation of the word I. When you look at I, and from the standpoint of taking away all the things that are finite, this is the third reason why Lord Yama is the teacher of the Upanishad, of this particular Upanishad, because he knows how to sift the finite from the infinite. So what about this body? Comes to an end, finite. What about this mind? Finite. Senses, finite. Sense organs, finite. Organs of action, finite. Mind, finite. Buddhi, finite. And the five elements from all this, from which all this came from, finite. Everything is finite, 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 finite. And then, so therefore what? Therefore, this is, if this is all finite, then what is it that does not go away? What is it that does not go away? What does not go away is this I. That can be sensed in and through all those inert objects, such as the eyes, the ears, the body, the mind, etc. The eyes function because of the presence of this I that makes the eyes function. The ears function because of the presence of the sentient being backing the ears. The olfactory nerves, the tongue, the sense of touch function because of the presence of this shining, self-existent, self-effulgent presence, being. That is the I. So you may not have personally, in this particular iteration of the body-mind-sense complex, named the pot, but still, the one who named the pot is that presence alone. That's why I say it is you, because there is only one such presence. Many bodies, many minds, many senses, many complexes, let's not forget. Many, many, many complexes. Many, many, many sense of inadequacy and lack. Many and varied sense of inadequacy, lack, etc. But then there is only one I. One I. How do I get my mind around this? How do I wrap my mind around this? Another Upanishad, the Chandogya Upanishad this time, says, Sadeva Somya idam agre asit ekameva dvitiyam vacharambhanam vikaro namadheyam mrittika ityeva satyam. This is what the Chandogya Upanishad says. Shvetaketu, who did not like his name and had changed it to Shvetu. I'm just imagining, okay? Because he was a typical young adult. Simultaneously, both the pride and the bane of his parents. Why? Because he was brilliant. He had aced all his university classes, University AAA, aka Gurukula, ancient university. He had aced all his classes and he had come very, very far above all his peers intellectually. He was well rounded. He knew sports, he knew this, he knew debate, he knew everything. In a way, relatively speaking, he was kind of all knowing. And with these accomplishments comes naturally a sense of hubris. East or west, I am the best. Who else is there who knows this better than I? And this fellow comes home from the university, having graduated. Snataha. Snataha actually means having taken a bath. But what is the connection between bathing and graduation? There is a special bath after graduation ceremony. You take a bath and you declare, okay, I'm no longer a student. So he comes, Snataha. He's got a double meaning, not just taken a bath, but taken this special graduation bath called Avabhrita Snanam. Avabhrita Snanam means graduation bath. So having taken the graduation bath, this person, this Shvetu, comes back to the house. And in fact, there is a, what's it say? There is a saying. There is a saying, please do not, please do not, please do not stay in between two stages of life. What is the first stage of life here? Brahmacharya, studenthood, discipleship, which Shvetaketu has finished. How do we know he has finished? Arre, I told you he took a bath, a ritualistic bath. That spelled the end of his student days. It's called Avabhrita Snanam. Okay. So then, what is the next stage of life? Next stage of life is householder life, or rather, as I am prone to call it, house-held life. Because if you are the householder, you should be able to leave anytime. You should. This is if this is the house you're holding it, you should be able to drop it. And you say no, 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 not ready to drop. This is not a good time to sell, and all these things. This is what, actually, it is a good time to sell. But proverbially speaking, it's not a good time to sell. I can't do this. I just, so many responsibilities. I want all my grandchildren to come here. That's why the house is so big. Your dream house slowly turns into a nightmare. Too much to upkeep. And the aforementioned grandchildren are either unborn and not yet there in the physical plane, or they are, they hardly ever visit. So like this, the human situation is exactly like this. Now back to this uh, discussion. So you are unlike anything else. You're not like anything else at all. Nothing is like you. Think about it. And this Shvetaketu is told exactly that. And he comes home all puffed up with pride like a popcorn, fat, and fat in the head, okay? Yeah, fat in the head he comes. And then what does he do? He just struts around, making a nuisance of himself. And the parents look at each other and they say, what? Is this the child we raised? What happened to him? I thought Gurukula will bring out the best in him, but look at this. It has brought out the worst in him. Kuch gadbad hai. There is a problem. Definitely there is a problem. What is the problem? We have to find out. There is definitely a problem. So Shvetaketu in the Upanishad is called Anujana Mani. Mana means a sense of pride. Manita, that is the abstract noun. Mana. Manin, the one who has mana. Anujana means, it's a technical term, which means the, what is that called? The iteration or the repetition of the Vedic mantras is called Anuja. Anujanamani is the one who says or who thinks, east or west, I am the best. How? In terms of chanting and repeating. So they will chant a line. Om Sahasra Shirsha Purushah Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat. And then they'll look around to see who is listening and who is admiring them. This is Anujana Mani. And unfortunately, our Shvetu was just this, strutting around. And the parents call him, make him sit down. It takes a few tries because he has the noise cancelling headphones and he's listening to some music for himself. And so after a few tries, he finally is made to sit down. And the parents just have one question. Hey Shvetu, did you ask for that knowledge, knowing which everything is as good as understood, as good as known? And his first response is, what? I was the best. And if my teachers had known this knowledge, they would have told me. They would have told me. And they would have definitely taught me. Which means what? They did not know. Maybe my teachers did not know. And again, the father very strictly asked the question. He says, you're not listening to the question at all. What is my question and what is your answer? There is absolutely no connection. My question is, did you ask for this knowledge? And what is your answer? The teachers did not know, that's why they did not teach me. Second time he asked the same question. And then Shvetaketu says, is there such a knowledge? If so, please teach me. The father now is converted into a teacher of Brahma Vidya. And what does the father say? The father says, yes, there is such a knowledge. And all that is here is one thing and one thing alone. And what is its name? The Upanishad gives its name as Sat. Sat means existent. There's only one thing that is existent, and that thing happens to be Chit. You. Chit means sentient. You are the only source of sentient existence. And this entire Jagat of names and forms, this whole universe of all kinds of names, all kinds of forms that are there, arise, as it were, from this Sat. This whole universe arises from Sat, sustained by Sat, and resolves into Sat when its function is completed. Just like your dream Jagat arises from you. Your own memory, your own desire makes this world come alive. What world? Dream world. The dream world comes alive because of your own memories, your own knowledge, your own desire. Those are the ingredients of the dream. Then the dream is projected, where it's all just inhabited by only you. You give yourself a body, and all other people that you see in your dream. Let's say you dream of some friends, and all of them are who? You. All of them are you alone. Friends are you. And everything is you. And let's say there are some inanimate things, sofa, chair, cushions, edible things, you're having a party, eatables. All of them is you. You uphold it. Your own sentience upholds it. And then when the dream finishes, and that's not in your hands, the dream finishes, and then it is all taken back without a trace. That's why you don't wake up to find your friends and the popcorn in your room. Your friends are not sitting on the bed because it's all you. Otherwise, the friends would be very irate. I never gave you permission to dream about me. I have somewhere to go. Now here I am in your house. And you happen to live in a different country. I don't even have my passport. Why did you dream of me? The friends would be very upset. So it's very clear. It's not really the friends. It's you. It's all you. From top to toe, it is you. Similarly, everything is this Sat. Sat is the name for Ishvara. Sadishvara. Sat is the name for Bhagavan. That Sat, which is the only source of sentience, is also the name, is also your name. Jiva's truth, the Jiva's name is also Sat. This is that oneness which the Upanishad talks about. Hey Somya, O dearest one, Sad eva asit, there was Sat alone. Idam agre Sat asit. This Jagat, before it came into existence and variegated itself into so many names, forms, functions, it was all just one Sat alone. Sat, 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 Sat. One undifferentiated. That's all. Unmanifest, undifferentiated, but existent. Unmanifest doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It exists. It has a potential. It exists. And then what? And then we have a variegated Jagat. How? How do I see the Sat in the Jagat? Easy. Easy peasy. Shvetaketu's father says, Uddalaka. Very easy. Why? Let's go to an earthenware shop and you see all kinds of things made of clay. You see clay diyas. Diyas means little clay lamps in which you put oil and a wick for Deepavali. You see clay diyas. You see pots. Small pot, big pot, medium-sized pot, etc. You see diya, you see pots, you see vase, and you see jug for drinking water. You also see Krishna figurine made of terracotta. All these things you see in the earthenware shop. But do you really need to do a PhD on each and every one of them? Each and every item? Well, it is my prerogative. Yes, you can do a PhD on each and every pot. But ekena mritpindena sarvam mrinmayam vijnatam syat. But if you just study one lump of clay, the entire knowledge of the earthenware world delivers itself into you effortlessly. Effortlessly delivers itself unto you. You do not have to do a PhD and a deep study of each and every part. You don't have to do that. You just look at clay. Oh, this is how it is. It's a little sticky, and you add water, and then it becomes very malleable, and then you have the potter's wheel, and you throw the clay. It's like just the potter making the thing. It looks very easy, but it's very difficult. You try to make a pot or a cup. You say, "Oh, I'll make a nice coffee cup for myself," and then it just collapses. It becomes a purse that you can't even use. Okay, that's what happens if you don't know how to do this. But then it looks very, very easy. The wheel is rolling and the potter is fashioning. Oh, it looks like a vase. No, 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 no. Again, just put it down and then fashion again. Oh, now it looks like a pot. Well, yes, it's got a nice pot belly. That's why it looks like a pot. And then the belly is fashioned. And then, no, 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 no. That's not a pot. It's something else. It's like a little, like a little kettle. And then you can just make various things out of it. Same clay. And then if the potter gets tired of playing with the clay, just makes everything collapse like this and throws the clay back from the wheel onto the side of the workshop. And so this, so everything is, the clay world is mrinmaya. Mrinmaya means vikara, modification of this clay. Similarly, the Jagat, the whole universe, is as though a modification of this Sat. That's all that there is. Oh, but then what about all these word names and forms that I see? What about these variations? So many variations. Even in one species, there is genus, and then there is species, and there's all kinds of things. There are so many varieties. How do I wrap my mind around this? Uddalaka just dismisses it and says, Vachalambanam, Vacharambhanam, Vikaro Namadhe. All vikaras, all so-called modifications of this Sat. The whole world is Sat. Sat plus name, Sat plus form. Sat is I, Sat is sentience. Sat is limitless sentience, which is existent. Sat is Satchidananda. So this Satchidananda Atma alone is. But what about all these things? All these things are not away from Atma, from I. Nothing is away from the I. But the I is separate from everything else. Nothing is away from this I. So what is this I? This I is that which is all sentience. But what about all the other things? Vak alambanam, they don't have an independent existence. They don't have an existence independent of this I. Please understand, Shvetaketu. Why not? Because because they are dependent upon this self-effulgent presence that I call myself, even in order to be cognized, objectified. Their existence is dependent on me, not the other way around. The pot doesn't say, "Hey, human, come here." I say, "Oh, this is a pot." This is what the difference is. There is a big difference. The difference is that you are the only significant thing in the whole entire universe. There is nothing like you. There is nothing unlike you. There is nothing other than you. All that there is one I, self-effulgent, limitless, free of afflictions. The only sentient thing that there is. All that there is just you. There is nothing other than you. But what about all this that I'm interacting with and taking so seriously? So seriously, I'm taking everything I'm taking so seriously. What about them? They are just words and which have a meaning. They are words, Shvetaketu, with meanings attached to them. Sofa, meaning. Word, everybody knows, comfortable place to sit. So far, so good. Meaning. Word, meaning. Table, word and meaning. Computer, word and meaning. Microphone, word and meaning. Window, word and meaning. A word whose meaning we know and we share. Door, word and meaning. Street, word and meaning. House, word and meaning. Sky, word and meaning. Road, word and meaning. Flower, word and meaning. Other human beings, other beings with names and forms, word and meaning. But the one who cognizes is this I, and I alone is there. There is nothing other than this. So I inhabit this world of word and meanings. And if I know that they are word and meanings, then the whole world becomes a lot of fun. The whole world becomes a lot of fun. I can play. I can play in the world of words and meanings very, very happily. Atma Rama, I can become. I can become Atma Rama. Oh, that is somebody's name. No, not really. It is a name. It may be a name, but it has a wonderful meaning. Atmaratihi, Atma Rama. Atmaratihi means the one who plays. The one who plays. And this is the one. Plays, plays, plays. Why? Because I know everything is word and meaning. I know it lacks the power to do anything to me. It doesn't have any say over me. I know that. And if I don't know that, I better find out. Yeah, I want to find out, but I want to do it all by myself. Well, I told you, it's not for want of trying that people come to Vedanta. How has it worked out for you? Have you found what you needed? Have you found that which is in keeping with your quest? Have you discovered yourself as free of name, form, and free of all afflictions, and free of being tyrannized by other names and forms? Have you discovered that? No. Okay. Keep quiet and attend the next session. That's all I have to say. What else is there to say? What else remains to be said? No? Oh, but I thought we were studying the Kathopanishad, but suddenly now we are studying Chandogya Upanishad. And you know, what is this? You should learn how to remain on track. You are going all over the place. You should have more focus. You know, this is what you should do. Agreed. Okay, more focus. Means what? More Upanishads will be brought in. That's what it means. Because each Upanishad feeds off the other. There is Ekavakyata, Samanvaya. Samanvaya means a technical term. It means that there is a unanimous message. There is a synergy about the Upanishad. So if we go Upanishad hopping, it is all part and parcel of the pedagogy of the teacher. Oh, but we have wasted so much time. In that time, we could have been studying the Kathopanishad. Don't worry. When we study the Kathopanishad, what is the message? Same message. That's why it's called Upanishad. Shad, that which makes you shed. Shed what? These kinds of notions. Oh, we had to study this and now we are studying that. That's a notion. That's what you have to shed. Because it comes in the way of just listening and being free and allowing oneself to be led. That's what it comes in the way of. So the word shad means to shed. In fact, it should be called Upanishad, that which makes me shed my complexes, that which makes me shed my notions, that which makes me shed all the things, this wanting to become, all the things, in other words, in short, that which does not belong at all. Upanishad. Shad, that which destroys. Destroys what? This life of becoming, samsara. It destroys samsara, it destroys that penchant or that wanting to become, it destroys. Why? Because it gamayati, it the same shad meaning, another meaning is that it takes you, it repatriates you with the meaning of the word I, which is the cause of the universe. That Sat, from which everything has come. This is what it leads you to. And then it does that by taking away all that doesn't belong, all your complexes, all your insecurities, all your notions. But then if the notions go away, they'll come back. No. That's the third meaning of the word shad. Once it goes away, never, ever, ever does it come back. It goes away for good, because that is in the wake of this knowledge. Those feelings, those ideas, those wrong thinking, they are all neutralized completely and totally neutralized. This is the knowledge, this is the teaching in which we are going to embark. And we'll be studying, some verses from the, couple of verses from the Kathopanishad pertinent to making the right choices, the salient choices in self-knowledge. So I'll stop here, and then just since we don't have question answer sessions, I will be using some of this time in the longer classes to have some question answer time. Okay, so we'll say the closing prayer. And if you have questions, you can ask in two ways. You can either unmute yourself and ask, that will be quicker if if you want to do that, or you can type your question in the chat box. All right. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ. Thank you. Any questions?
Swamini, very nice to see you. Very nice.
Wonderful, Lalji. I'm so glad you're here. Yes.
Yeah, I'm so blessed. Nice seeing you. And
Very
very
nice.
nice teaching.
Wonderful.
I was just thinking about the other Upanishad, the Mundaka Upanishad, which states the complete hair taking away the
That's
ignorance.
right. That's right. Yes. Hair shaving requirement is there. Not just hair shaving, carrying live coals on the head. That is the thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Swamini,
I was so eager. I turned on my computer in the morning. I thought the class is in the morning. So I
Okay.
was
Yeah.
clicking all over, but then I wrote to KK and then I realized in the evening.
Wonderful. Glad you are here. Glad to know that
Thank
you're
you.
so eager. Wonderful.
somebody else.
Any questions?
Thank you, Amma.
Thank you. All the best. Take care. And we will see each other again for meditation in the morning. Morning means
Okay.
America time, 7 to 7:30, and then 8 o'clock there is class again. All right. All the best. Om Tat.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
you.
Take care. Om.
Pranam, Swamini.
Om. Om.